Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm back with another match preview. It's a massive one, this one is. It's Swansea City versus Manchester City in the Carabao Cup 4th round at the Swansea.com Stadium this Wednesday, 7:45 p.m. kickoff. Yeah, so it's going to be a massive game, isn't it? Obviously we've drawn them in the Cup a few times in recent years, obviously losing 3-2 after leading 2-0. At half time, I think it was, and then City come back and won 3-2. You know, we were done pretty dirty that game with the officiating. And then we drew in lockdown, I think it was, and we lost 3-1. I'm pretty sure City went 3-0 up, and Morgan Whittaker scored against Man City then to pull one back. But yeah, it's going to be a really tricky game. Obviously, they're they're one of the best teams in the Premier League and in the world, really. I know they're not the City that they once were under Pep, but that's not to say that they can't cause us problems, because as I said, they're one of the best teams in the Prem, if not the world, and they've got some of the best players in the world. I think I'd rather play them now than maybe say 2-3 years ago, but I'm still not very confident, if I'm honest. But I think they are definitely they are definitely beatable at Premier League level. Obviously, we've seen that on the weekend against Villa, but for a Championship side to come away with the win, it's not impossible, but it's very unlikely. And we're not even one of the best sides in our league at the moment. So for us to come away with a victory against Man City, is very unlikely. But miracles do happen. We came very close to beating them before. As I said in that first encounter of the two recently. So miracles do happen, and we're not playing the best football at the moment. Hopefully, we've got confidence going into the game after the win against Norwich on the weekend. Obviously, City are going into the game on the back of a loss, but I don't think that'll really play a part, and in well, for them anyway. If anything, it'll probably make them want to win more. And it's a competition that Pep will want to win. I know obviously they've won it many times, but Pep always wants to win all the competitions he can, and he always takes them seriously. So it really wouldn't surprise me if they put out a strong squad. In some ways I do want to see a strong squad from City. You want to see the best players play, and you want to give us a challenge. But on the other hand, the more of the better players you play, the harder it's going to be for us. But I think for us, we should play a really strong team. Normally I like to see rotation, a few youngsters come in, but I think against a side like Man City, you probably do want to play your best team. Obviously, previously we did beat Nottingham Forest to obviously get to this round, and that was a tough enough game as it is. And with well, no disrespect to Forest, but they're a great club, but at the moment they're one of the lower end Premier League sides, and we just about managed to come through that. So this will be a much tougher test again. But I think it's certainly one we should be up for, sold out. Hopefully the fans can get behind the players. But as I keep saying, it's not going to be easy at all. I think we're going to have to play very smart if we are to get something out of this. Maybe sit in deep, try and get them on the counter attack. Maybe a few set pieces, long throws, a few nasty challenges as well. But yeah, it's going to be a really tough game, but I'll run you through the injury news for both sides then. So starting off for the Swans, we've just got Ricardo Santos not available for this one. He'll be unable to feature in this one. And as for Man City then, I believe they've just got two out. The first one is Ballon d'Or winner Rodri. Thank God for that. That's one less player to come up against. He'll be out injured for this one. And the second one is Gusanov as well. He'll be out with an ankle injury. So yeah, they're the two players missing for City, but I don't think it'll really matter too much. Going on to the key players then. So if there's any Man City fans watching this, I think these are the players for us you need to keep an eye out for. Firstly is Ethan Galbraith, actually United Academy player, so he'll be right up for this one. He's been great for us this season. Certainly someone who can cause problems, and I think he is very capable of playing in a lower end Premier League side. So I think I'll go with him. Secondly, I'm going to go with Zan Vapotnik, on fire at the moment. Scored 8 goals this season, and he's already beaten his tally for last season. So I'll go with him. And the third player I'm going to go with is Marko Stamenic. Got the assist for Vipotnik, and I thought he was great on the weekend against Norwich. So yeah, I'll go with him. As for Man City, then, well, I mean, you could go for absolutely anyone, but the obvious one is Erling Haaland. You know, an absolute goal scorer machine. You know, one of, if not the best striker in the world. You know, I think for me it's between him and Harry Kane. You could throw Mbappe in there as well, but yeah, I think, you know, Haaland's, you know, got to be considered at least top two strikers in the world for me. But yeah, I'll go with him. Secondly, I'm gonna go with Jeremy Doku. You know, I've seen him a lot this season in the Premier League, and you know, seen him twice up against Wales in the World Cup qualifiers, and he's caused, you know, absolute problems for Wales both times. So yeah, he's certainly someone to look out for. I've never seen a player so good, you know, in tight situations on the ball as Jeremy Doku. You know, his dribbling's you know, unreal. So yeah, I'll go with him. And the third player um, I'm going to go with Gianluigi Donnarumma. You know, good, you know, dominant keeper, very tall. So yeah, no, I'll go with him. But you know, there's so many other players you could choose: Phil Foden, John Stones, Gvardiol, Bernardo Silva. They just got a great squad. But you know, yeah, they're the three players I'll go with. Um, then the team lineup I'm going to go with for the Swans. Um, I'm going to go in goals, Lawrence Vigouroux. Right back, I'm going to go with Josh Key. Left back, Josh Tymon. Two centre backs, I'll go with Ben Cabango and I'll go with Cameron Burgess. In the midfield, I'm going to go with Marko Stamenic. You know, I think he'll be key in midfield because of his presence against, you know, a dominant physical side. So yeah, I'll go with Stamenic alongside Ethan Galbraith and Goncalo Franco. On the wings, I'd like to see Zidane Anusa and Ronald, and up front, I'm gonna go with Zan Potnik. Yeah, I don't want to see too much rotation. You know, I wouldn't be disappointed if Waddell or Benson played. So yeah, but that's the team I'm going to go with. But you know, I wouldn't mind too much if those two players featured or even came on as a substitute. But yeah, finally going on to a score prediction. As I said, it's going to be a really tough game. You know, obviously my head's saying one thing, my heart's saying the other thing. You know, realistically, you're probably gonna go out there and get beaten quite convincingly. But you know, you've always got to back your team. I'm going to say Swansea City 1, Manchester City 1, and I think we're going to nick it on penalties. But yeah, I'm going to say to get the goal for the Swans and Potnik, you know, who else could it be? And to get the goal for City, I'll go with Erling Haaland. You know, it's going to be a battle of two of the best strikers in the world, Zan Potnik and Erling Haaland. But yeah, that's the prediction I'll go with. Yeah, once again, a massive thanks for watching this, and I'll be back tomorrow with a matchday vlog as normal. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.